Don't look under the internet.
Yeah, okay, cool. Doug believes in misogyny. There we go.
I believe it can happen, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Don't. Damn it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it happen, dude.
We don't have problems with silence. You're the one that has the problem with
Yeah.
silence.
I couldn't do it again. I couldn't let it sit again. Welcome to Don't. Look
Everybody
Under the
listening on
Internet.
Spotify is just gonna be like, it has already checked their phones to see if it stopped working.
You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Damn 4G. Welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet. The internet's best podcast on being wrong. That's Doug.
Hi, hello.
That's Matt.
Ah,
And I'm me, Michael. You're probably wondering to yourselves, where's that fourth idiot at? Why am I hearing one less voice? We fired Jason again. He keeps coming back. We keep firing him and then bringing him back. Do we just enjoy?
we found
The
out
abuse,
he's an
is that what it
essential
is?
employee.
Yeah.
He didn't,
We do like I think
he didn't document his shit well enough before he left, and so now we have to keep hiring him as a consultant for like twice the rate.
Is Jason DEI?
Sure.
I'm
anywho,
pulling
skip
up.
over that.
I'm pulling up all our stuff. So give me 1 second.
Wow. Good job, buddy. Hold
I
on.
love I love how we just can't not be meta. Never once will we get through an episode without Mike being like, hey, hold on.
I'm gonna hit us with a little diluty. Housekeeping. I'm clapping above
Clap.
my head. Got a couple names.
Without Jason here to do that part, it feels thrown off.
It kind of does a little bit. Got a couple names to throw out in the mix, boys and girls. I got Uncool Cat. Uncool Cat.
It's pretty
What do I
stupid,
give
man,
that?
honestly.
Pretty
It's-
uncool.
Yeah, it's uncool.
Damn.
Just by definition. So sorry.
Damn,
about,
brothers.
Sorry about it.
Whoops.
That's really about it. I'm pretty sure I shouted out. Actually, no, because I think I shouted these ones out on an episode I don't think is coming out. I don't remember, but I'm going to shout them out anyway. Shouts to Isabella Perez and Light Stuff. Light Stuff. Pretty
Light
sure.
stuff's okay. Isabella Perez is just your name.
Just a name. Pretty sure we already did those, but here we are.
Have you not learned anything, people? We don't want just your name.
No, but you know what we do want? Beep, 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 beep. This just in.
Oh my god. It's been a while.
I got a Google alert and everything. TMZ has got a scoop for us, boys. And this one's wild. This one is wild. So this is actually from an old interview that just kind of came together from Dustin Hoffman. So in an interview with Dustin Hoffman, he recounts a movie he did with Philip Seymour Hoffman back in the day. And during this interview, he is quoted to say a couple things about Philip himself. Mostly, there was a big scandal going on of a romance spark in the air, and it was all over the news. It was wild back in the 90s, and he finally hashed it out. What was going on? And basically, what he said was, while working together in the 90s, Philip and Dustin were rumored to have developed a rather intimate relationship. This got to the point that they were caught leaving a hotel room together. Now, Dustin Hoffman didn't want to go too deep into it. He was just like, it's not what you think. But he never really confirmed or denied anything. So at this point, a lot of people are wondering, considering it was Philip Seymour Hoffman and Dustin Hoffman, people are wondering, did Philip see more Hoffman than the rest of us have?
I had an idea of where this was going about like a good halfway through, but I wasn't sure how you were gonna get there. And
No, it's fine.
you know what?
I thought you were gonna say something about like two Hoffmans don't make it right or some shit. I didn't.
No, that's old news. Two Hoffmans make a right. But yeah, that's crazy. TMZ sent me a couple other ones, but I mean, I'm not gonna give you all the scoops now. We're just gonna have to wait till next week for.
Boo!
So.
It's
yeah,
alright.
one per I think is the limit I can handle on those.
Anyway, that was it for our TMZ segment, sponsored by TMZ. TMZ, I love you. Back to it. So, boys,
Okay.
that's the end of housekeeping. Boys, I gotta say, it's coming up on spooking season. It's October. Well, it's getting to be October. You can almost smell the crisp fall weather in the air.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for that
95 fucking degrees outside.
I'd say that false fall really got me, but it's coming up, and there's nothing spookier than a analog horror with the spooky word in it. So we're at there now.
What
So
is the
today
spooky word?
we're covering Urban Spook today. Ooh, spooky. Ooh, wow.
Ooh, wow.
No,
I had never heard of this.
Me neither. And I'm going to say, I'm going to blame Doug for how this episode's going to go for bringing this to our attention.
I think we should warn people straight up because
let me say something.
This thing, yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to give you a trigger warning now.
Yeah.
So
we never do this. This warrants it.
This one is bad. If you have a trigger, it's probably in this.
Yeah.
There's essay, there's fucking gore, there's murder, there's bestiality, there's just a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be. I don't know how much more to say other than like the list can go on from there.
The person who made this may be an actual psychopath.
Yes.
I want to say probably. This is just all the warnings. So be advised. We need like the fucking parental advisory, like fucking bink, like a stamp come in, like
Girls Gone Wild.
Matt editing some titties on me right now. There you go.
Put some tits on my forehead.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
So where do we start if not the beginning?
Do we do the beginning? Do we want to start? You want to start at episode 1?
Probably. I mean, or we could start at episode 3 or 7 and work from there. But Doug,
we can do the last one and go forward if you want.
There we go. You want to take us away? You want to lead us by example here?
Yeah, so I guess I'll just start by saying kind of what's happening here. Somebody, unknown person, is uploading videos that they happen to find, video by video. The videos are depicting what I can only assume is the police's investigation into what this is. I'll start with the first video as we do. And you'll kind of get you're going to get an idea real quick into what's going on. So video 1 is called Faces. And it says 6 months ago, police find these paintings in a storage area that are titled after recent murders. And it pretty much just goes right into the accounts. It says the first victim was Carla Gray. The painting was titled Carla's Teeth. And it was just the painting is basically just a big close-up of a huge mouth, and you can just basically see the mouth and the eyes, and it's fairly disturbing. Whoever's making these, I don't think they're AI images, but
no,
I think a good portion of these were actually drawn by the creator, and they're fairly spooky. So good on that end, but so
up to the name.
It says that Carla was stabbed 36 times in her head and had all of her teeth pulled out. And then it goes on to explain that the next victim, Jackie Graham, was found drowned with 27 stab wounds, and the painting was called Floating Jackie. And it's just basically from a woman's neck up, then like laying on her back, floating in blood is what it kind of looks like. And then the last victim was James Miller, and his face was torn off and his wrists were slit, and he was apparently alive for a few days without a face.
His
It was
eyes,
basically just of a face with no skin on it.
his eyes, his
Titled
ears
James Secret Face.
off. Nicolas Cage would love this guy.
off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It goes on to say that a handful of more paintings were found, but they didn't correlate to recent murders. And the titles of these are Wax Doll Tom, Lisa's Secret Face, Hanging Jimmy, Fuck Toy Corey, Daniel After the Fire,
Fuck Toy
Jennifer's
Corey made
Last
me
Fair,
laugh the first time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
and Scream Maggie Scream. So after going public with these, the police got a few photos of the original 3 victims I mentioned in the mail, which are very gross and disturbing. They basically just look like dead bodies, essentially.
Fuck Toy Corey sounds like what the lead singer of Insane Clown Posse calls himself. You know what I mean? It's your boy,
don't
Fuck
think
Toy
so.
Corey.
But okay.
And then one last painting was found called Self Portrait, and it depicts a red, like, bodied human with really thin hair. That's like fairly disturbing. I don't know if you're putting these images up on Twitch. I'm assuming you are, but
Yeah, they're floating around.
if you're watching them on Twitch, or if you're watching this video later on YouTube, you'll see all of the very spookiness. If you go all the way to the end is where the self-portrait one is, but yeah, it's just they're all pretty spooky. They're gross and weird and pretty creepy, if I'd
Yeah,
say
it
so.
definitely. It's the art is very unsettling. Like I did not enjoy watching this because I wasn't scared of any, like, I was scared, but not like every time I saw one of these paintings, I got a weird feeling that someone was behind me. You know what I mean? I got that kind of vibe, and I was like, I hate this.
There is
I
an
hate these
uneasiness
paintings.
to the pictures for sure.
Yeah, it's great. Like, it does its job. So, like, props. It's awesome, but
right. It's
that's a
definitely
shiver.
it's definitely shock horror for
Yeah.
shock horror's sake. But that's what you can kind of assume these videos are going to be like. So if you're still with us, thank you and enjoy the rest of it. But if you're not into that, it's pretty much going to be this from
But like
here
cranked
forward.
up to 11.
Yep.
Yeah, each video gets increasingly worse. So that brings us to video 2, which is called the Lighthouse. And we see that we get it. So all of this is like just black text with pictures, like a black background with white text and pictures. That's like really all you get. So it's just you're basically reading a video. So that being said, video 2, we get an officer named Bill Collins is reported missing along with his family. He had discovered the self-portrait from the last video in his home and didn't know where it came from. And then while the cops were searching his house, they found his 2-month-old hung in the attic.
Yeah, we are on video 2, and we are hanging
babies.
or 2-month-old.
Not great. I know I joked about kicking Mike's kid a long time ago. But I never thought we'd come full circle here with hanging babies in the episodes we're talking about. So anyways, the family car was found by the ocean and had a painting inside of the car entitled Long Neck Angel, and the 2-month-old's name was Angel. This picture is literally just a baby's head with a really long neck, and it is creepier than hell.
Yep.
So, for some reason, I'm not sure why, this led them to investigate a lighthouse a few miles away.
Dead kids? Lighthouse.
Yeah,
It always
creepy.
leads to the lighthouse. Yeah.
They're like, that's kind of spooky. So when they got to the lighthouse, there was a door leading inside that had a weird abstract red face painted on it, which was fairly evident that some shit was about to happen inside of the lighthouse.
I wouldn't touch that door.
Mm-mm. This is one of the
If I
These
walked,
painting.
If I walked up to a door and saw what was painted on that door, I'm walking away. I don't care if I'm a cop. Don't care.
Yeah.
A cab means those cops too. So I don't care if you're a cop. I'm walking away from that door because nothing good is going to come from a door that's painted with a very eerie face. Nothing good is coming from that. I'm out. I would hang up the badge. Chief, take my badge and gun. I'm out.
Yeah. No, I feel
Calling,
it. But
calling Batman. This is up his alley, not mine.
I don't know. This would make Batman fucking turn over. I don't know.
He deals with
fuck it, I'm out.
he deals with Dr. Pig and the doll maker, so I don't know. They're up there doing this kind of shit.
All right. Well, let's keep moving, shall we? So they get to the lighthouse with the weird door, and inside they find the corpses of
Professor
Dan
Pig.
Williams and Jennifer White and her daughter. So they just found these dead bodies, and then a little further into the lighthouse, they find I think they called it a soggy barrel, and essentially inside of the barrel was just like body parts, mush, bones, and flesh. And then scattered around the barrel were pictures of all of the Collins families and photos of them like right before they died. The tests also showed that inside of this like soup goop was large amounts of amphetamines. And then lastly, one of the photos that was scattered around the barrel was of some unknown face. Which they're like, we don't know who this person is. And the I will say that's the end of the video, but man, the video's been very abruptly. They're just like, here's a thing that happened, and then it's just like over.
Yeah.
Hey girl,
So you're gonna
what
get
I
that a
gotta do
lot.
to get a little bit of that soggy barrel?
I need that soggy barrel, brother. But yeah, so that's the end of video 2, the lighthouse. Yeah, it's creepy, it's weird, and it's just gonna keep getting weirder. So whoever's next, take it away.
That'd be me. A lot of these also, I know we're kind of brushing over it. I don't know if you guys looked deeper into it or not. I sure as shit didn't, because I didn't want to spend more time investigating this one. But there are like days to some of these. Like, for example, my video, The Walls, it starts off by saying 10 days ago they found out that Corey and Margaret Beck, both age 11, went missing. And the bodies were found 5 days later. So there's like time frames to some of these. I've noticed that with a lot of these videos, but I did not put them in any type of order because I did not want to go down there. I did not want to do that.
I know one of my videos said like 6 days ago. I think it was literally video 1. It's like 6 days ago, like this happened. And then
so there's definitely some order going on here. I don't know what it is. Someone who is fucked up enough to spend enough time looking into this, by all means, go for it.
I'm sure there's an order, but I'm almost positive that it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The
It
paintings reference them each other, but like,
yeah,
it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So anyway, the bodies of these two kids were found 5 days later in a paper mill. They found that the upper half of Margaret and the lower half of Corey were sewn together. The
Sick.
other halves of each body could not be found. They also found that lodged inside of Margaret's throat was a clay brick with the word meat written on it. And they found a bunch of other gross shit that happened to the bodies too. I don't want to go too deep into the details, but like they found like deep cuts and like lacerations and shit like that that I'm leaving out because I don't want to talk about it. But it's just gross. They found that they also discovered that a week before the disappearance, Corey was dared by 2 of his friends to spend an hour alone inside of a cabin that was close to Tiger Lake. A few minutes later, after he went in, Corey came screaming out about seeing a face in the cabin walls. And he came out with like some really bad bruising and tears on his arm. Police investigated the area. They found a crawl space in the cabin where they found Corey's camera that he had with him that had photos on it. One photo seemed to be just some photos, some images of like gravel, like rocks, things like that.
Said the cave.
Another looked like it might have been like a stick or something. I couldn't really tell. The third one looks like it's like potentially like a wall or something on the inside of the cabin. And the fourth is a very, very creepy image of like a face. And it's like, I don't know how to describe it other than like The Grudge, kind of.
It's the
Yeah,
Grudge
it's like
and Michael Jackson crossed.
Yeah, that is what it looks like. It's very creepy, and I just hate it. But this face is believed to be connected to the disappearances, and this face probably looks familiar because it looks very, very identical to the self-portrait that was in episode 1. So we go on to video 4, which is called The Clue.
Oh, I've got a raging clue right now.
I got a raging clue. Otacon. I got a raging clue. Call Revolver Ocelot. So we're following a man named Sean Kane. He was a private investigator that was helping police with one of the murder investigation. The last body to be found by Sean Kane before he disappeared was a man named Tom Harris. The killer apparently broke into Tom's apartment and straight up murdered his bitch ass. The way he did it, though, is some like fucking Saw, fucking House of Wax bullshit. Like they found these pictures, or not found these pictures, but the police took these pictures of the crime scene. And inside of the apartment was this giant pile of wax in the middle of the living room. And Tom is inside this pile of wax. And its cause of death was
The wax.
The wax. Yes, asphyxiation. It's called death. Wax.
Cause of death, wax.
His eyelids and arms were cut off, and then there's a bonus third arm thrown into the mix. So, whose is that? I don't know, but there it is. 1 week later is when we find out that Sean Kane, the PI, disappeared. Police went to his home and they found some fucked up shit. I don't want to go too deep into it, but they only knew about it because they heard his dog wailing for like 9 hours.
Oh my
the
God,
neighbors
this
did.
is so
They called the
brutal.
police.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say some animal abuse occurred by the murderer here.
They broke all the dog's the legs and just
right.
left it sitting there.
Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable saying that, so thanks.
Probably my least favorite part of the whole series is the animal abuse.
They
explained the dog was like howling for like 9 hours straight, and that's why they went over there.
Yeah. So they found blood trails. They also found that Kane wrote the number 2 on the door frame in his own blood, but they're not sure why. Police found a painting in Sean Kane's bedroom titled "The Man in the Pipes," depicting Kane, and boy howdy does it kind of depict Kane.
That makes sense now. I just got that. Okay.
What, the Man in the Pipes?
No, the 2.
Oh yeah. My favorite part about this. So pause real quick. I cannot prove it, but I am 98% sure I know where this image comes from. I think it's a Photoshop of someone's in real life. I'm almost 100% positive.
And
I'm almost 100% positive I've seen this mugshot before. So I need you all listening to kind of help me out with this. Yeah. I need y'all to help me find this. Yes, it does. That's what I'm saying. I've seen this face before, but I digress. It's kind of elongated and red, so it's assumed that he's been shoved in a pipe.
Love that for him.
The perp allegedly entered Kane's building through the basement. Kane coincidentally just set up a bunch of security cameras around his house a few nights prior, and we caught an image of the alleged murderer. It's not much of an image. It's kind of like him, getting away, like shielding his face from the camera using his hand. So you kind of see like the top, like the eyes and like the top of the forehead. But that's really most of what you see. Because again, it's just him like shielding his face.
It's creepy as fuck, though.
It is creepy.
Now that I've seen At first, I didn't understand what was going on in this photo, but now that I've seen the rest of the series, I understand what's going on here.
Right.
Yeah.
And it is, yeah. You can see, I'll leave this. There's a very large mouth, and then you can see a row of teeth inside the mouth that doesn't look right. And you'll understand that later.
Yeah. Yep.
This is
You
a
sure will.
surprise photo that we'll circle back to later. So, on to video 5. This takes place 3 days ago, apparently. We have Tina Rosenberg, Jack Stryker, and Flora Rosenberg, who have all went missing. This one was a bit of a challenge to get through. Jack's car was found in the woods 2 days ago, and inside of the car was a painting that was titled Flower Face Flora. This painting was pretty fucked up looking. It was like, it's basically like a really just messed up, kind of like if you took a face and splattered it. Everything's kind of deformed, like the jaw is kind of like meh. It's like the floops from Spy Kids. It's really just fucked up looking. It's like when he's molding them out of clay, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of shit.
Okay.
But it's like the jaw is kind of, there's like, I think like an eye like up in the top corner or something like that. I don't remember. But it's kind of creepy looking. But anyway, as they're investigating the car, they hear screams from deeper into the woods. The police go into the woods and they find Tina tied to a tree with her arms and feet cut off. And she's very much conscious about everything around her right now. The body of Flora is next to her, which has been mutilated by having her face beaten in with a hammer. Photos show Flora, and it looks pretty dang similar to the painting, the flower face Flora painting we get. Tina mentions that the killer is still around. She's like, no, he's here still, which very cool of this person that just got their shit lobbed off to be like, hey, I'm here, I'm doing it. That dude right around the corner. I would just be like, where are my arms?
Yeah, no arms, no feet.
Yeah.
What? How do you come back from that?
How do you come back from that? So she says that the killer's still in the woods. So the police go back. Some of the police go back to the car to investigate the car a bit further, and they found a painting that was planted there. The killer is still in the woods. Like, he legit just put a new painting in this car while they all went to look for Tina. The title was like hastily scribbled on, and the title of the painting is Long Jack, and it depicts Jack's head stretched out very far. Jack has still yet to be found to this day. They're interviewing Tina now, which I am hoping to God takes place months, if not like a year later, because I can only imagine being tied to the tree.
Feet and junk right now, but we got
like she's tied to the tree. Yeah, she's tied to the tree, and they're just like, "Hey, shut up." So, what happened here? Stop screaming. What happened here? If you know what I mean. So Tina says that she doesn't remember much. She remembers waking up in the car and she sees someone walking up to the car, but it wasn't Jack. She mentions Jack was gone and that she was injected with something. She then woke up tied to the tree where she could hear her sister screaming. She gave the police a sketch of the man, and boy howdy is he creepy looking. He looks like what we have seen so far, basically. He looks somewhat comical. He kind of looks like I'm trying to describe it. He looks like a weird shitty drawing of like a weird hippie man. You know what I mean? Like, he gives
like
off
something from a Tool video.
Yeah, he gives off, the image gives off vibes of looking like one of those hippies that wear those like alpaca sweaters. You know what I mean? And he carries around a hacky sack with him. That's what this guy looks like to me. He looks like that kind of a guy.
Like gray alien, and then like while they were describing it, they're like, yeah, but it's not a gray alien, it's a human. And then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a gray alien's methed out trailer trash cousin is what this is. That's the end of that. That's what I have there.
That is the end.
I hate that. I hate a lot about what I just said. What do you have, Mutholomew?
I have the next video, which is called Pigs. And this is where it gets dialed up to 12. I hate everything about what happens in this video. But we're gonna get on through it. So
we had to see it, so now you do.
Yeah, we had to read this, and now you can listen to it or stop listening to it, and then you can live the rest of your life not having to hear this. Anyway, so we find out that Ian Ford and May Ford are missing. So the police went to their house to investigate, and Ian and May have a barn. And apparently there's an awful stench coming from this barn. So they go into the barn, and what do they find? Well, they find May tied up to a post inside a stall in the barn, but only her hands are still attached to the post. Then they find her body, and they discovered that she had apparently died from internal bleeding. Now, they find a horse in this same stall that has apparently died due to sildenafil overdose. Now, boys, do you know what the brand name of sildenafil is?
Tylenol.
Viagra.
It is Viagra. So we got a dead horse pumped full of Viagra and a dead woman who has died from internal bleeding.
I'm sure nothing weird happened here.
No, definitely
I'm sure the horse just snuck into the pill cabinet on accident, took some of Grandpa's pills, and had a good time in the field with other mares or something.
So inside the milk house, they find a bloody mattress where there is more Viagra apparently scattered around the mattress. And then they discover the Ford's granddaughter, Fiona, and apparently her head has been wrapped inside of a blanket, and they only find her head. So in another stall in the barn, they find faces that have been removed from bodies and then hung up on the walls. And they were able to identify some of these people or some of these faces as having belonged to previous victims. They found decapitated pig carcasses, and then they find a dead pig that has its stomach split open and then stitched back together. And guess what they find inside? Ian Ford's fucking body. So they just took him and just crammed him inside this pig. Also, they removed the eyes from the pig and put Fiona's eyes where the pig's eyes used to be. Then they find more paintings. And I'm going to read these paintings out of order for dramatic effect. But
because we needed more dramatic effect with this whole thing.
These paintings are called Wet Skin George, which is a man with his skin completely removed from his body. The Jigsaw Baby, which is a face, like a baby's face that has been chopped up, and then there's a pacifier in the middle. That one's super duper fucked up. Then we got Ian the Pig. That one's pretty self-explanatory. We got Blowhole Isabella, Hide and Zeke, Four Holes Fiona, Fleshhead Fred, Breathless Janice, Tina the Witness, Observing Paul, and then the last one, which is actually the first one you're presented with, is called Breeding Mount May.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So, in case you didn't put this together, they tied May up, pumped this horse full of Viagra, and then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. They also found a tape. And they were able to recover some footage from the tape. And this tape is just a video.
Do you want to recover footage from whatever tape you found?
I was, considering the contents of the rest of this video, I was actually super nervous about what was going to be on this tape. But
yeah,
it's actually just a video of a face. And it's pretty apparent, because the teeth are moving behind the face, that this is actually the murderer, I guess, wearing one of these faces that he's been removing from people's bodies. So it appears that he done been cutting people's faces off, hanging them on his own face, and doing more creepy shit.
I have in my notes the use of they Texas chainsawed some people. More than I should in my notes, I feel like.
I had in my notes, fucked up Pornhub theme song goes here.
Fucked up. Oh, fuck. The next video is called Family. And in Family, we discovered that over the past few days, there's been a number of gruesome murders, including elementary school teacher Isabella Jackson, who apparently called 911 while she was still being attacked, and then gave an address to the police that I guess wasn't her address, but they followed the address, and it actually led them to a different crime scene. So that address belonged to a family of 3 people named Janice, Paul, and their son Zeke. You'll notice that these are names all from the paintings from the last video. So we find out that Janice was pregnant with a soon-to-be daughter, and so Janice and Paul were found in their kitchen murdered. The killer had actually cut Janice open and removed the fetus from her stomach, and then strangled Janice with the umbilical cord. Then they took the fetus's head and shoved it down Paul's throat, causing him to asphyxiate, and then they sewed his mouth shut. Zeke, by the way, is still missing. So in the house, they find a painting with the title Pipes. Apparently, the title was longer, but they like scribbled out the rest of it, but it just says Pipes now. And this is like a painting of a dude who is like all bloody and mushed up and probably shoved into a pipe. So
I wonder.
They did eventually find Isabel Jackson's house, which was the woman who called 911. Her husband had been murdered and decapitated, and in the place of where his head was supposed to be, there was a new painting titled Infinite Ma Bruce, which is like a picture of a dude's face with his mouth like super duper uber stretched out. And then they find Isabel in the bathroom and discover that the lock on the door to the bathroom had been destroyed by a hammer drill, which, if you don't know what a hammer drill is basically just like it's a power drill, but the bit goes like in and out. So apparently the assailant had drilled a hole in the front of her skull, which is a reference to Blowhole Isabel from the paintings from the last video, and then placed a note inside the hole. The note reads, I live where I can't breathe, except it actually says breath, and I eat without teeth. What am I? I think the answer to this is a fetus. Like, because it lives in the womb and it can't breathe,
Right.
and it eats without teeth, like through the umbilical cord. Anyway, so they discovered that there was more than one set of footprints in the blood on the scene, suggesting that there's actually more than one culprit, and that it's more than one person working together. And then the video actually ends with Isabel's 911 call, which, if this is acted specifically for this series, is incredibly good.
Yeah.
She
I was
can
actually
be
going to say the same thing.
Yeah, she can be heard begging for the police to help her as the murderer breaks down the door, and then you can hear them drilling into her head. And then the call goes silent. And that is Family.
Icky.
Wasn't that a great family experience for everybody involved?
I would say that's pretty bonding, yeah.
Doug,
Are you having fun yet?
Doug, you got meat?
I got meat. I got some meat for you. So yeah, video 8 is meat. These last 2 videos are the longest of them all. And I will still try to go through them as fast as I can. However, there's a lot to talk about here.
This is the first one.
Video
As
8.
I opened it, YouTube actually stopped me and asked me if I wanted to proceed.
I've dude.
never seen a video on YouTube give that prompt. Like, hey, are you sure again that you want to do this?
Yeah.
Not
Not while I was logged into an account, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. It's rough. It's rough out here. But okay,
YouTube's
so
like
video
they
8,
technically haven't broken any rules, but like,
we're not sure if they have or haven't. But yeah. So yeah, meat. The murders have continued over the past week. We also learn of the death of Dr. Fred Baker. A dog was heard barking in his home the night before the murder.
Good. Always
he
a good
lives
sign.
alone. He lives alone with his cat. So that was kind of strange. And when cops arrived, they could tell that a struggle had broken out and in the kitchen, as they found copious amounts of sildenafil, which we know is Viagra. Fred had been stealing this from his work for quite a while, they learned, and he was basically found in bed with no skin on his head, and his floor was littered with used sandpaper. So I'm pretty sure you can assume where this is
You
going.
just been beating off with sandpaper? Is that what's
I assume that they
Or did
used
he
it on his face.
he sand his face off.
They sanded his face off. They also, well, I'll get there in a second. So the cat nor the dog could be found, but they did find a painting under the bed, and it was titled Pocket Pussy, and it was just a cat with no skin. Let's move past that. So 2 days later, a man named George White was found in his family house. Barking was also reported here. The body of George was so mangled it was almost unidentifiable. What you could tell, though, was, again, his face was cut off, and there were roughly 487 stab wounds to the body.
That's way too many.
I don't know how you can count that when you have that many stab wounds, but apparently they did. 4 of these wounds had seminal fluid in them, which is gross.
What? Jism. Got it.
Seminal.
Cum.
Come.
4 wounds had the jism in them. Several photographs were lodged into cuts in the body, and police were able to retrieve and restore a few of the photos. These are just as creepy and weird as all the other imagery. They're not really, I don't even know. There's nothing super of note. They just looked like some weird fucked up imagery. That's about it. So lastly, but not even lastly, just more murders. Sarah Stone and her husband were also abducted from their home last night, and they had a security camera that actually caught the intruders coming into the house. It clearly shows 2 people intruding the house, but it gave us a look at both of their faces on camera. I don't know if you want to play that on Twitch, but boy howdy, do we have a ragtag pair of guys here.
Is that Conan O'Brien?
But yeah, essentially all the video is you just see their front door, like they had security camera on their front door, and you just see them both like basically break into the home. Yeah, but this just, again, it confirms that there's 2 of them. Not a lot happens right off the rip. You see one guy kind of poke around the side, and then you see the main creepy one kind of jump over the fence, and then you can just hear him like break in, and that's really it.
I will say I like what they did. Like, I guess you could say, like, animation wise or whatever. Like, I kind of dig it. It's a cool look where it's just like this like real world screenshot with this like drawing animation kind of over everything.
The
I think it
question
worked
becomes
really well.
like, is this the way it is just because it's the way it is, or is it like these
a limitation?
beings? No, these beings are actually like painting beings themselves.
Oh yeah,
Interesting thought. I will say that as we are on the last episode, this series is actually referred to as The Painter by most people, the people that are fans of this. Yeah, so
I'm UrbanSPOOK's #1 fan.
There is a community for this, and
straight to jail.
So anyways,
all of them. Put them away.
All right, so the last video we have is entitled Hell. And this video was actually uploaded like not too long ago.
It was like 10 months ago or something.
Halloween of last year.
Yeah. And all the other videos are uploaded a lot longer ago than that. But regardless,
it does say
this is their last upload.
It does say on their profile a final video is coming this year. So is that gonna be Halloween of this year? Maybe.
Interesting.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll get that for Halloween. This does tie a lot of stuff together here, so let's kind of go through it. So this video specifically actually looks like filmed police footage, where you're actually seeing a video over everything for most of the time, as opposed to just those still images that we've been getting. So Police get an anonymous tip of a break-in at a textile and paint factory. Someone phoned it in from a telephone booth near the location, and when the police came, they found like right inside, they just found body parts from 5 of the victims. So they just had like a plethora of body parts. This is where I wrote that there. I was like, they Texas chainsawed them into clothing. So they ended up finding clothing made from bits of these people as well. And then they end up going into what is called the cage room. Now, in this room, the remains of some known victims are in here, along with one unidentifiable one. And they found 3 photos in this room. And to be honest, they're all like kind of necrophilia-esque. Like there's a gimp suit and like a guy looking at a corpse, and it's weird. And then in the cage, hence the cage room, they found Corey and Margaret Beck sewn together. So that's fun, right? They also found a bucket of male genitalia.
Wait, so they found the other halves? They found the other half sewn together? I'm assuming. Yeah. I'm
assuming, yeah. So in other areas of the factory,
the pop star Beck.
Yeah. And that's why he's a Scientologist now.
Yep. I was just about to say that too.
So yeah. So in other areas of the factory, they found more bullshit because of course they did. But I want to note that this looks like a dungeon, like straight up. The whole thing. It looks like a dungeon. It doesn't look like a factory. It just looks like a dungeon. In one room, they find 2 hanging bodies in like a locker room. One being Jim Lee, the other unknown, but they're literally hung from the same rope, which is just awful. Police also found what they are dubbing the paint room, where we assume that the person is painting here. So several paintings are found in here. Some paintings dating back to from murders from like 5 years ago. And lots of new paintings come from this, and then they show them all. I'm not going to go over all of them because if you want to watch this, you can, and you can look at all of the weird paintings as they come on the screen. But they do start to search the rest of the factory and then the room over. The whole entirety of the Jones family was found. They were from head to toe connected via a chain in different states of decomposition. So there was a chain that ran through all of them, and they were just all connected and dying in different states of decay, apparently. Yeah, so they end up going to the basement. They find 4 partially eaten bodies, no identities known of who they were, though. Then they did find Sarah Stone and her husband sewn mouth to ass together. So it's like
human centipede style.
It's like human centipede, but they're just connected to each other. So they're like permanent 69ing essentially. Yeah. And then they go into the sewers below the factory, and they end up finding this writing on this wall. You get a bunch of like graffiti and like random words, and then you see the words, "Once you've been to hell, you never come back," which is something that Tina Rosenberg said after surviving her attack, which ends up prompting a wellness check immediately. And what they find in the house is as follows. Remember, this lady has no arms or feet. So basically, the cops break in, immediately see a dead body in the kitchen, and then essentially catch them in the act of trying to kill Tina. The one of them that is like wearing the person's face like charges the cop and just immediately gets put down. And then you see this, it's like blurred out fully just on the bed is Tina, who is uncontrollably screaming, just fully fucking screaming almost the whole time, because it says like for 20 minutes she didn't realize she had been rescued, but her eyes and ears had been punctured with knitting needles. So not only does she have no arms or feet, now her eyes and ears pretty much don't work anymore. Literally just a lump now, right? So yeah, and then they go on to say that Tina's mom was it was the body in the kitchen and that she'd been fully dismembered. So what we learned was the one of the assailants that was shot and killed was Bill Collins from like one of the first episodes where like the whole Collins family was like in a bucket. Apparently, they had been brainwashed or something to come and commit these crimes. We also find out that the main painter is named Mona Linnaeus, a woman, and she actually ends up confessing to over 100 murders. We also are, well, you don't learn this in the video, but Linnaeus, I guess, stands for butcher or something. So there's that. But yeah, we get really no explanation further than that. We just know that they've been caught. She admitted to 100 murders, and Bill Collins, the other one, is fully dead. The one with the big mouth inside the mouth and stuff. So that's it. That's all we got. That is the end of it.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. First and foremost, I'm gonna give this a million don't look unders out of 5.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
this might be 6
is...
don't look unders out of 5.
I don't think we've ever had a 6 out of 5 either, if that tells you anything.
Well, what did you boys think? Real or fake?
I
Real.
As far as quality of analog horror goes, this is not up towards the top of the list of things we've looked at before. The visual presentation and stuff is not horrible, but it's pretty mid. The content, however, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So the idea that they have here in theory could be really cool, like done really well.
I like the idea of a murderer leaving paintings of his murders. That's cool.
I like that too. The problem is, instead of letting us imagine anything or giving us some semblance of like a story, I guess, we just get it full frontaled at us.
Yeah.
Everything is just put right out there. It's just his arms were gone. They chopped them off, and he's dead.
It is.
Here's the next guy that's dead.
Snuff porn, the analog horror.
Yeah, it is.
They almost didn't even like. They used the trope of analog horror, but then took out all the analog horror, and they're just like, "What if I gave you a Word or a PowerPoint presentation on this?"
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It's a murder PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I think that's what's more disturbing about it, though, honestly, to me, is because like it's not presented as a mystery or as a artistic, except for I guess the paintings are somewhat artistic, but it's not presented as like an artistic piece so much as it just feels like somebody's super fucked up fantasy that they just decided to just put into, like you said, a PowerPoint. It's like if somebody, it feels like if somebody was like sexually into gore and they decided to make you a PowerPoint presentation about it, is what it feels like. And that makes it so much worse.
Somebody binge watched every single Saw movie with no sleep and then watched a bunch of other like Terrifier-esque movies and decided, let's do that, but worse. Like,
I agree, but at the same time, at least Saw and Terrifier have something else about it that
like
works. You know what I'm saying?
Elements, yeah.
I just mean like the gore porn.
Yeah.
No,
You know,
you're
what I mean?
right. It is gore porn. It's word gore porn.
Yeah, but those are at least suspenseful. There's no suspense here. It's just raw, unfiltered, just the worst thing you could imagine. Just told to you.
This is essentially what I would equivalent to a movie called August Underground, which I have all of them, and they're terrible.
Isn't that like
terrible
handheld found footage? Like
it's like legitimately a snuff film. Like
right,
I'll leave that for other people to watch and see and hear about. But yeah, it's bad. This whole thing is just, when I say bad, I mean like it's just gross, you know? Like
it makes you feel disgusting.
Yeah. If I mean, this definitely has a niche. Like, I'm not at all surprised that each one of these has over 500,000 views. Like, it as much as I find it gross, it definitely stands out from all the other analog horrors because it's so gross. It's something different. I'm not saying it's good because of that, but it's something different.
I will remember it for sure.
Exactly, yeah.
And if I was like, I know a lot of the audience for like YouTube analog horror is on the younger side, like early teens and stuff like this. If I watched this when I was like 13, this would leave a mark on me.
Yeah, this is some sort of this is an eye opener. This is your coming of age.
Yeah.
This is some child's coming of age story.
I actually fully told Melissa, I was like, you probably shouldn't listen to this episode. Like,
so there's a kid out there that watched this, and you could watch the death of their innocence in their eyes as they finish a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're coming out of this a whole different person.
I will say, like, there is like a full community of like people that really like this.
I'm not surprised.
It's like baby's first live leak. But I'm sorry, continue.
But it's like rotten.com, but not.
I'm not surprised that this has a following, because again, like, if you're super into that like gore porn shit, and there are people out there that are into that, you know, there's people that are like, oh fucking,
somebody's masturbated to this series, at least one person.
There are some people out there. There are some people out there.
What?
Yeah. There's some people out there that are like, oh, August Underground or whatever. Those are my favorite films. They're so good because the director had something to say. You know, those type of people are going to be watching this. And in the grand scheme of things, 500,000 sounds like a lot, but there's 3 billion people in the world. So 500,000 perverts out there watching this. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Like,
it's funny too, because I actually didn't know anything about this before I was like, all right, let's do this one.
And I mean, a lie.
Of course, it came from me, you know.
Yeah, I saw the fucking thumbnails. It's the only context I had of this. I'm like, oh great, another fucking slideshow analog horror, and here we fucking are, scarred afterwards.
Right.
It's wild how after doing this for 4 years, I'll still come across something that still, like you said, Matt, I'm not going to forget this one.
I will say, like the paint. Okay, so going back to the visual presentation of this, the paintings and stuff are so, and the content is fucked up. But the actual like body cam footage stuff that's in the last one that's actually disturbing. Like, watching that, I was like, I'm unsettled.
Was that in
that
like,
and
engine? Was that in an engine?
It has
looked
to be.
like it was.
I think they used some sort of 3D software to do something.
To me like they recorded like a map inside an engine or something, and then probably the gore parts of it were just like drawn on top of it, but then since they blurred it out, it kind of makes it look real.
Yeah.
Right. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't. So here's my little theory. I didn't look into who the creator was or anything like that. I don't want to. Did you remember what you were gonna say?
Yeah, it was about the creator.
Go ahead.
I also didn't look too far into the creator because I was just like, so when I was looking up the videos after I was like done doing my research and stuff, I started to like look up like videos about this, and there are more videos about why this is the worst analog horror than there are just people explaining the analog horror like we're doing. And I guess I get it to a degree. Like, it's gross. There's not a whole lot of story. It's just a fleshed out point
Worst
A to
as
B.
in bad, as in like it's poorly done.
Yeah,
this isn't even close to the worst thing we've ever watched. Not.
Oh no, I fully agree. I think this is one of the best bad things we've done.
Yeah,
honestly, like I think the things I think it did right were exactly what it set out to do, which was to leave you feeling disturbed.
I didn't have hardly any like eye roll moments watching this where I was like,
yeah,
come on.
I didn't do this at all.
I mean, is it my favorite one we've done? No.
So what I was going to say I didn't look into the creator at all, but part of me really thinks from like the paintings and the amount of edginess there is to this, you could cut yourself on the edge in this whole series. Part of me thinks some fucking like 19-year-old made this. They're like, oh, this is gonna be my this is my art project. It's gonna be so cool. It's so awesome. It's just so artsy. You know, I think this was some kid's fucking jerk off moment where he's made something for the sole purpose of being edgy and dark and grim, and like they just watched a bunch of true crime documentaries.
It definitely
and shit, and this
is
where
like
they got.
what is the most fucked up thing I can possibly think of, and
Yeah.
can I keep ratcheting that up until I get banned from YouTube?
This is if 16-year-old me watched this, I would think this was the most fucked up thing on YouTube, and that's why I think some 16 to like 19-year-old made it, because that's the mindset I feel like the guy making it had going into it was, how can I make the most fucked up edgy edgelord thing on YouTube?
I don't know. So if you look at the YouTube channel, there's a couple links here. One is an Instagram. They have music, and then one is an Instagram account that has more of their paintings. And honestly, a lot of the paintings that are on the Instagram account are very good. Like there's a Terrifier one and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think.
You're talking about Urban Slug?
Yeah, I guess this person goes by the name Urban Slug. I don't think this is a teenager, because unless they're very good, I don't think there are a lot of teenagers that could paint like this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe, I mean, there are very talented teenagers out there, so it's not impossible, but I think this is probably somebody like at least in their 20s would be my guess, just based on the quality of the artwork.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so
edgy.
I don't know too much about them. I did see some of their Instagram. They have a fucking SoundCloud too.
Are they a rapper?
I don't know. I didn't listen to any of it, but all the songs like correlate to like a fucking one of the paintings and stuff like that. But apparently this Urban Slug person hasn't taken criticism very well, and was like full like blown having meltdowns on people. Like,
oh god, we man in the mask or man in the suit this person.
Yeah, I was trying to find it. Urban Slug, like crash out. I don't know.
Hey, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say criticism's, you know, valid by anyone, but also if you put your shit out on the internet, it's gonna get criticized. There's people that call me a fucking idiot all the time.
On the
regular. I get comments that are like,
some people say about this podcast. And you know what?
Yep.
You're right. You're right. We are stupid.
There's one. Hang on, you guys keep talking. I gotta find it. It's my favorite. It's on Spotify.
I actually found the comment that I was referring to, but I'm definitely not going to read it because I don't want to say some of the things that they've used in the comment. But you can search it up and you'll find basically someone was like, we need to stop praising series that rely on shock value to carry their horror. Stuff like UrbanSPOOK drives me nuts because the only horror it relies entirely on trying to describe the most vile thing possible. And they didn't like that too much.
They just crashed out on it.
They're like, you're such a fucking pussy. Just because extreme horror doesn't fit into your little redacted furry horror taste doesn't mean that there isn't a place for it. Use your platform to talk about things you like instead of shitting on actual creators. Cunt.
Got him, dude.
Got him so hard, bro.
Oh man, I can't find it, but it's on Spotify somewhere. It said something along the lines of, oh boy, another episode of like, it's like another episode of Living Urinary Tract Infection, the podcast or something. Oh. Something about that really got me.
Pretty fun.
I like seeing those comments. They're usually really funny. And they're usually just dogging on one of us for something or other, and it's pretty good.
I still want to do an episode where we just collect all the negative comments and read them.
I would love that.
I'll get on it.
That sounds lovely.
We'll start a Word doc.
Yeah. Goddamn, dudes. Goddamn. Where do we go from here? This is such a downer of a. We're doing Roy J after this.
Yeah. We continue the spook, is what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess,
Mike.
I guess I'll just end this on.
At least Roy J will be a lighthearted reprieve from this.
Yeah,
Right.
it'll be way better content for us to talk about. We won't be sitting here going, so yeah.
You heard it
said
here,
that
folks.
thing."
Join
Next
us
week.
next week after you've talked to your therapist about how this has really fucked you up. In the meantime, follow us on our socials. We're DelutiPod, or don't look at the internet everywhere. Just go on the internet and just find whatever website you're on. If it has a search bar, just search "Don't Look into the Internet" Deluti. Odds are we'll be there. And send us our hometown horrors. DelutiPod at gmail.com. Did you have a spooky thing that ever happened to you? Send it to us in an email. Subject: Hometown Horror 2025, and then in the email, make sure to put your name so we can shout you out.
Yeah, we got
but if
2
we,
so far. We need way more than that. We need to see much higher
we need to
numbers.
pump those numbers up.
Yeah.
But if we like it, we'll read it on the show. And because we have so little, we'll probably read all of them on the show.
What do we do if we
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have enough? Just read creepybastas?
Fuck it. Or I'll retell my story for the 40th time. But yeah, that's all I got. Go when you're done listening to this. This comes out in the morning. I feel like most people listen to this sometime in the day. Take a walk. After you're listening to this, go take a walk, drink some water, go take a walk, breathe in that fresh air, go touch the grass, and just watch the clouds for a second. Get back into a peaceful mindset. Just love yourself, love your family. Go to someone you care about after this and message them or call them and say I love you. There you go. Matt, what do you got?
Yeah, just I was gonna say touch grass. That's actually what I was gonna say, but you already said that. So
Double touch grass.
touch sand. Go
There we
past
go.
the grass. Walk so far past the grass. You
Go to
end
the
up
beach.
at the beach.
After you listen to this, go to the beach. Have a day. Take the rest of the day off work. Hey, you're listening right now? Take the rest of the day off. Go to the beach. You've
Yeah.
earned it. Play hooky.
Message your boss and be like, I gotta take off, and they'll just be like, why? And you just send them this, and they'll just be like, oh, okay, I get it.
They'll be like, yeah, me too, actually. Doug, what do you got?
I don't know. Just be cool. Just be cool for a little bit. Just chill. Chill out and be cool. I don't know. I got nothing after this one. This one was heavy.
Well, we'll have a really fun one next week. Everybody, have a blessed day. May Christ be with you for these trying times. Bye,
I don't know.
everyone.
I don't know if he's the one that's gonna help, but that's fine.
Bye, everyone, I said.
Don't look under the internet.